Hey folks, we're here at PAX and I'm here with Aaron and we're talking about Overwatch. How are you today?
I'm doing great. We're really excited to be here.
Awesome. So you guys have the game out right now. You guys have controllers, it seems, instead of keyboard and mouse, at least in the booth that you guys put us in. How has it been like the reception with the controllers instead of the keyboard and mouse for your game?
So far, it's been great. This is the first time we've shown Overwatch on console to the public. And we've had a lot of people come through the booth and we've had a lot of positive comments on it. I've actually been surprised at how good people are already getting on the console. I feel like some of these players can already track better with a console controller than I can with a mouse and keyboard.
Awesome. Now, what was the mentality making Overwatch for both a PC game and for the consoles?
Well, we knew from day one that we wanted Overwatch to be a PC and console game. And early on in the process, everybody on the Overwatch team had console controllers at their desks. Before we even had a console build of the game, we plugged them into our PCs. So from the very start, we wanted to make sure that the game felt right to play with a mouse and keyboard and to play with a controller as well. And the heroes in the game are simple enough to where their abilities map really well to a controller. It's taken a lot of focus from us to put into the console side, but I actually think it plays really well and it's all been worth it.
Awesome. Now, do you folks have any plans of having crossplay between PC and console versions?
We don't. We don't want to support crossplay between PC and console, and it's mostly because there's a big difference in the control setup for both of those.
Okay, understandable. Now, it's crazy. We've been walking around PAX this past weekend, and everyone's talking about your game. This is probably the most talked about game here on the floor. What's it like being one of the heavy hitters here at PAX?
It's actually a really kind of inspirational thing because there's so many like really passionate fans at PAX. It's a really like energetic convention to go to, and nonstop we get people showing up in costumes of different heroes in the game. We had an amazing Mei and Tracer, and there's actually a guy that came in a full Reinhardt costume. He had the hammer with the rockets on the back of it, and the entire team. I think I can speak for them to say that we appreciate our fans and we appreciate our community so much, and it's been truly inspiring for us.
Awesome. Now, with Blizzard, you guys have hit so many genres in the gaming sphere, and this first-person shooter is kind of your first foray into it. What have you guys learned from creating a first-person shooter game?
That's a great question. So, at the start of the project, we had a lot of really passionate first-person shooter fans, but we couldn't just remain fans for the whole project. We had to turn into first-person shooter developers. So. We did a ton of research on other games. It's what Blizzard always does when they're making their projects is what are other games doing right and what are things in other games that we can improve on. So it's been a bit of a learning process, but I think that the particular way that Blizzard develops games, which is a very iterative design process, is kind of what's allowed us to make something as polished and as fun as Overwatch.
Awesome. Now, last time we were here last year, you only had a select few characters playable and announced. Now, a year later, we have so many different characters to choose and play from. Will there be more characters be announced throughout the game's history?
There will definitely be more characters. Overwatch, we ship on May 24th, and the game will include 21 heroes, and they'll all be playable in the box. But after that, we will be releasing more heroes, and we'll be releasing more maps, as well as cosmetic items for the heroes. And those will all be included with the purchase price of the box. So if you buy Overwatch, and we release a new hero, let's say 6 months from now, or whenever we start releasing heroes, you will get that hero as well.
Awesome. Now, have you noticed any trends of what players choose as heroes? Have you been seeing a lot of Tracers? Have you been seeing a lot of Reinhardts out there?
It's been all over the place. That's the thing that I like the most about our game is we have this really diverse hero lineup, and they offer a lot of different play styles. They have really different kind of like personalities and stories to them, and so you can see that people kind of gravitate towards them in groups. Like here's a group of people that like to play support and heal people on their team. They're picking Mercy or ZENYATTA, and then there's people that just want to get in there with the hammer and swing away with Reinhardt. So it's actually really cool. Like people are kind of taking like a really broad set of picks on the heroes.
Awesome. Now with Blizzard Games, we love the worlds that you guys have created for us. What are you guys doing to create the Overwatch world, and how are you going to give it to us as the players?
Yeah, so we couldn't be more excited about sharing the universe of Overwatch with our fan base. This is the first new world that Blizzard's created in almost 20 years. And if you look at the other worlds that we've made, Warcraft and Starcraft and Diablo, as you said, they're really rich in story and in history, and we would not embark on something like this without the same intentions for that. So just in game, we try to tell as much story as we can and give the heroes as much personality as they can, but we're also doing a lot of work outside the game to tell story as well. We've released a few animated shorts, and we plan on releasing more of them. They will be coming soon. We've released a digital comic book. More digital comics are coming. We also have a graphic novel in the works, which is like a much meatier version of the comics. So there's a lot coming.
Fantastic. And I know you already said this, but I really want to hit it home. When can players finally get their hands on Overwatch?
May 24th.
Awesome. Aaron, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure.
You.
For more content like this, head over to shacknews.com.